Hey, this is Donna Nova, the Transdimensional Twin Flame and the Afterlife artist, and I am going to read my journals as dictated to me during telepathic communications that I'm having with an extraterrestrial who called himself Melafon. This extraterrestrial I met during a blind remote viewing session where the task was to connect with the ET at the site of the crash in Varginha, Brazil in 1996. I don't know anything about this incident, or at least I didn't when we did this session. I've heard about it recently because a movie and documentary has come out about it, but I have not researched any of that. So I received this being as an extremely pleasant, enlightened being who knew the secret to happiness and was a teacher to others and volunteered to be a teacher to me. They said that, I'm going to call it he, although I don't really think gender matters. And the energy that I was getting was very soft and feminine. It was an extremely enlightened, advanced being. So, what Melafon told me was to connect every morning with him and that he would be my mentor. And basically, we would be having school like I've been asking for my guides to do with me for years. And maybe they would if I would actually show up in the morning and do this, but I haven't been doing that. So I'm going to start reading from this journal. And that's how I connect. I draw these things out. This was taught to me by my remote viewing teacher, Bertie Jaworski. When you draw things and write things, it puts energy onto the page. So here in purple is me talking, and then in the lighter pinkish color is Melafon talking. Now, Melafon, that's just what I heard when I asked if he had a name. So take it for whatever it's worth. Okay, here's me. Good morning, Melafon. Thank you for meeting with me. Melafon says, "You're most welcome. Thank you for being here. I wonder if your species sleeps. Yes, while embodied, we do have a rest time, about 4 hours for you." And I said, "What is today's lesson?" "How to continue remote viewing and contact with me every day. Number 1, get up and do it first thing in the morning. Number 2, if you miss it, do it as soon as possible. Don't skip days. Even 5 minutes is better than nothing. And the information will get better and faster over time. Number 3, don't tell yourself something like, 'I don't have time, I'm too tired, it is messy,' because there's a lot of supplies involved, or 'I'm not in the right mood or the right headspace.' Just do it for 5 minutes. Okay, does your species regularly come here to Earth? No, we came as an emergency. It's a last resort. We are from far away. Interdimensional? Yes and no. Some of us are here, but there are some in other dimensions. And of course, those of us in beyond the physical life are in the spirit dimension, which is your sister dimension. It's your sister world. That's all it is. Like, there's the Earth and the Moon. They are together like sister beings. You mostly don't visit the moon. It's mostly a mystery. But it's still there and it's not that far. So he's saying that the spirit dimension is not that far from where we are. It's like our sister dimension. We're always connected. People just don't realize that. It's not some faraway place. It's a vibration change and a perspective shift. And it does involve intention, which is just consciousness. Intention is just bringing conscious awareness to something. That's all it is. Okay, so then I said, "Can you help me, or us as humans, understand better how we contact and live involved with the spirit dimension even better and easier. Sorry, I'm moving the phone around while I'm reading, but I'm actually reading it through the phone and I can't see it from too far away, so this is a little drawing. He told me to move my energy every day and to connect with him with a light beam. So, okay, this is him. Yes, you need to be purified and quiet. So this is this is his instructions on how to connect to the spirit world on a daily basis, okay? You need to be purified and quiet. You need to be relaxed. No input from electronic devices like your phone, media, music, sound, anything about society, social media, or even your thoughts. So this is how you become quiet. You turn down all those things. So then he literally says, turn the sound down on life and then turn the sound up on the other dimension. Basically stop focusing on this 3D dimension for a while every day and start focusing on the non-physical or, whatever place that you want to focus on. If you can't really do both effectively until you've become very well practiced. So if you haven't had practice with the non-physical, you're going to have to turn down the noise of your 3D world or you're not going to get much from spirit unless it shouts at you. And sometimes that's what it takes. But if you want ongoing communication, you just have to learn to speak the subtle language of spirit, which means you've got to tone down the noise of your own thoughts and your ego and everything in the outer world, frankly, including other people and their beliefs that you can't do this. So, no distractions for large blocks of time, not just short-term blocks of time. Basically, do this for longer than you have been. Several hours a day, all day, as much as you can. I know everybody has different schedules and obligations and everything, but if you're serious about this, you have to find a way to have quiet time to yourself, to meditate and do your ego work and your shadow work and learn how to communicate energetically. And what your psychic gifts are and how to use them. Then he says, to flow your energy through your system, which is down to the earth and into the earth, and then up through your central spine. Basically, it's your chakra clean out. So he says, run your energy through your system and brighten your light. Turn your light on, visualize it, and see the light cord connecting the two places. Over here, that's pretty much what I was drawing, is the light connecting me and him. Stop looking at the clock or your watch. Time is a false construct, and you just avoid it, as it puts you... Time puts you in a box, in a false schedule. Get used to timelessness. Get out of the human mode as much as possible. So I said, should I do this at the same time every day? Try to connect with him? And he said, yes, but if you miss that, just do it as soon as possible. Even if you sit and nothing happens, you are still training yourself for a new routine and creating new neural pathways. So I asked, I guess if you've never landed here, we wouldn't be talking right now, right? And are you working with anybody else regularly? No. Only when they have an assignment like you do, which is almost never. What you're doing is rare and amazing. Thank you. Sending love. So if you can feel that energy, and then you'll recognize me. So he's trying to show me his energy so that I will recognize him when he's there, as opposed to anybody else from spirit that connects with me, like other guides, or my twin flame Chris in spirit and other people in spirit. Now this is a little aside note. When this crash occurred, it was noted by all of the witnesses that included doctors that this being was enlightened. It basically owned the energy of the room, simply with its gaze. You could feel the energy and the wisdom of this being, and it calmed everybody. It did not seem to have fear. And that's the vibe I got from him when I connected to him the first time. And that's why I was surprised when I found out what we were looking at was this incident, because I didn't get anything negative and sad and scary about it. What my subconscious tuned into was this beautiful being, because I guess I found him the most interesting part of this, not the horrible way that it ended and the trauma, because there was that, but I just got this beautiful enlightened being. And that's what people described him as. So this is what he says to me. I sent gratitude and calm to the doctors and others so they wouldn't panic, so they could do their jobs. No use in having them freak out. You have the same ability, your energy in your eyes, which I've been told before through a different guide, that my eyes are part of my psychic gift. And then he says, they do have power. Put your face on camera more. If you post YouTube videos, use the time to show your face, voice, and send calm energy out to everyone. The collective needs your wisdom, knowledge, and energy. I've been told this before, so that's not a surprise, but I'm just not a person who, I don't know why I skipped these pages, maybe for drawing. I'm just not a person who likes to be on camera that much, so I've avoided doing what they've asked as far as being on camera that much. I do it once in a while, but I should probably focus on that a little bit more. Okay, there's 2 more pages. So I just made notes to myself about what was happening. As I connect to him to learn what his energy feels like, he says, yes, we are all fairly advanced, but I'm at the top. You asked for the best teachers and you got it, which is true. I always asked for only the best teachers in my journey. He says, don't assume that you know how my energy will interact with you. Just wait, allow, feel, and take note. This is my advice for anybody who's working with someone in spirit, trying to gauge your psychic gifts and just see what might happen. A lot of it is very quiet, and you are just sitting and allowing. It's more about allowing and less about doing. You're not trying to do anything. Trying is actually an egoic pursuit, and that's not where you need to be. This is about allowing, which is the feminine part of you that draws things to you and allows them. This is not the outward pushing masculine energy that likes to get things done and accomplish things. That's ego. So spirituality is not about ego. If you're putting ego in your spirituality, then you're not really spiritual. It's a trap. So that's why ego work is extremely important. Okay. So then I go on. I envision Melafon sitting in front of me like my twin flame Chris does, holding my hands as we connect. And he says, hey, there's no danger of me touching and hurting you with an infection since I'm in spirit. It's a really safe way to connect. He told me he could visit me, not physically, but he said that he could show himself to me visually from spirit, like my Chris does and other people in spirit do. It's just energy. It's just a vibration. So what was that last part? Okay. And he did actually, there was somebody at the original event that said they did get an infection and die from it. So that he was referring to that. Okay. Regarding my art and other talents, because I'm an artist and I'm trying to sell the bulk of my paintings. I didn't paint them to hold on to them. I've got plenty. I mean, you can see some of them here, but I don't need a whole stack of paintings sitting around in my house. I want these to go to other people because they are also embedded with healing and awakening energy from the higher dimensions, because that is one of my psychic gifts. I'm a visionary artist. So anyway, that's what I'm referring to here when I asked him about my art. And he says, give your gifts to the world. You didn't come here to keep them hidden or to yourself. Give freely and have no fear, because you will be provided for. Start new art projects, refresh the old ones, or give them away. Spread your joy by sharing. Don't be selfish or afraid that you need money. Money is not an issue for you. You'll always have it and everything else that you need, as we are taking care of you, all of your guides and your family in spirit, which I know is true. I know this. And then I said, I made a note that his energy is gentle and soft, like a cat's purr, and the vibration is everywhere. See, I'm trying to discern the difference between his energy and my twin flame, Chris, in spirit. I always feel Chris's energy. Sometimes I feel God's energy, the goddess. But I'm trying to discern between these. Melafon's energy was soft and gentle, and it really was like a cat's purr. Chris's energy is like that too sometimes, but sometimes it's very intense and strong. So I'm still not exactly sure. I need to work on this some more. This was just my first day talking to him. Now, also, this is a note I made of a synchronicity. I kept hearing the song Esperanza by Claptone, and I looked up what Esperanza is, and it's a name. It's, they said that it's Spanish, and it's a name, but it also means hope, optimism, perseverance, and faith. So it could, to me, it sort of seems like a message from Melafon to me. I do get a lot of song synchronicities from Chris in spirit. I mean, he gives them to me. So that's definitely a legitimate way to communicate with spirits. That's part of what I teach, is that it's not just about hearing them or seeing them or getting a feather. You've heard of those kind of things, but there's a whole lot more that people in spirit do for us. And songs are one of those things. You just have to learn how to discern when there really is a song message for you versus a song that just reminds you of them. Not every song that reminds you of them is from them. And just because it's a song that has lyrics that are relevant, it still doesn't mean that it's from your person. It may be or it may not be, but you need to figure out how to tell the difference. It just takes time and learning you and your person's style of communication. Okay, thanks for listening.